It was truly a journey to remember. May the 26th, a night that Blackburn Rovers fans would never forget. The famous night where they won their first ever Champions League title against the European juggernaut Real Madrid. Goals from Diomande and Johan Bonny sealed what was a defensive masterclass from the Blackburn Rovers team. And whilst the players and fans celebrated, the media speculation continued. Could this be the final game in charge as the Blackburn Rovers manager for Vincent, the media asked. After 4 fantastic seasons at Ewood Park, winning back-to-back Premier League titles, the Championship, the FA Cup, the Europa League, it wasn't all plain sailing though, as they suffered a couple of defeats themselves, losing the FA Cup finals to Liverpool. But could that be the final game in charge as the Blackburn Rovers manager? One thing was for sure though, after 4 amazing seasons with this team, a team with so much promise, so much potential, a team that can still go on to dominate for the next few seasons, the Blackburn Rovers gaffer feels like maybe he's achieved everything he could possibly achieve with this team, and there was no longer anything to prove, and it might just be time to move on. Amongst all the speculations though, one thing that wasn't played out in the media was whilst the semi-finals was going on, Vincent was secretly approached by the German side Leipzig to potentially take over their aging squad, a team that did not perform well in their domestic competition but somehow managed to get themselves to the semi-finals of the Champions League. It might just be the perfect time for a rebuild, and could this be a challenge that excites the Blackburn Rovers manager? Is he gonna take the job? A team that finished 9th in the Bundesliga last season, closer to the relegation places than they were to the top 3. A team that was knocked out in the 3rd round of the German Cup last season. Could this be time for the Blackburn Rovers manager to take over for a new challenge in Germany? With a 2 years contract on the table and a challenge of returning the aging Leipzig side back into the Champions League and potentially winning the Bundesliga for the first time in the club's history, it was a challenge too good to turn down. The first step though is to transform a team where so many of its players are above the age of 30 and approaching 30 back into a fast attacking dynamic team. Welcome back to the channel, lads. It's episode 55 of our EAFC career mode. Wow, wow, wow. We have done it. It's a new team. It's Leipzig. It's Bundesliga. It's going to be a challenge for us. It's going to be a challenge. A team that finished 9th in the Bundesliga last season. An aging squad as well. So many other players. Good players, by the way. Your Alissons, your Paulsons, Romagnoli, Timo Werner, all 30 years of age and above. And we've also got a lot of players approaching 30 years of age as well. So the age profile of this squad, it has to go down dramatically. We need to bring in players capable of playing our style of football, that fast, dynamic, aggressive, and exciting football. We need younger players to be able to do that. And pardon the phrase as well, you need players that would work like mad dogs to win trophy these days. We don't want to talk about trophies in the first season, a team that finished 9th last season. But of course, in the next couple of seasons, that would be the plan for us. So many players with 12 months left in their contracts. That's something we're going to need to sort out, which it will take a big dent into our budget for this season. But it is what it is. I mean, you don't give out contracts unnecessarily. These players have to earn it. Their performances on the pitch have to earn those contracts. But we will get through to those soon enough. And straight away we can see there is a change of formation here from the 4-2-2-2, which I did not think suited the profile of players in this team, and hence I'm going for the 3-4-2-1 formation with 2 number 10s, Alisson in goal for now, and back 3 of Murillo, Lukeba and Tej, who is a right back predominantly, but can do a job for us in that right centre-back position. He's also 28 years of age. Seaward and Zubimendi as our 2 centre midfielders. We've got Bischoff, Drago as our 2 number 10s. I've gone with the younger players there in that number 10. We've got Baumgartner and Elmas on the bench, who are both better players at this stage, but I believe the 2 players starting are younger and should have better potential. Schumacher on the right-hand side a region, 76 rated, 19 years of age. Is only going to get better. And of course, Alvaro Fernandez on the left-hand side, who, I mean, he's got some fantastic attributes going forward, by the way, and will do a job for us this season in that left midfield position whilst he's in the team. On the bench, some aging players, Garcia, Klosterman, Fofana, Schlager. Those are all players that I would listen to offers for. Our first season here, there's going to be a massive rebuild. It's going to be one of those seasons and where we bring in, 6, 7, 8 players. A lot of those would focus on young players who would look to go out on loan in the first season. It's only 56 million, which it's not the best, but at the same time, it's not too bad for a team not in Europe. Some of the objectives, though, from the board, let's take a look quickly here. Domestic is critical. They want us to win the cup and the league, which is amazing. So from 9th position last season, they want us to win the league. I seriously hope the board would reconsider if we finish in the top 4 and have a decent cup run. But they want us to sign 4 players into the youth academy assigned to goalkeeping, defender, midfield, and forward position. Run exposure of 5 clean sheets, which I'm sure we will do that this season, and sign 1 player of a different nationality. So sign 1 player that's not German, basically, and financially keep player salary growth under 15% and sell 2 players and assign 1 crucial players to replace them. That I'm sure we can do. Some of the things we discussed with the Leipzig board as well as the scouting department, non-negotiables really, was the positions we wanted to strengthen as well as the profile of those players. We talked about centre-backs. We needed centre-backs with height, as the tallest centre-back on the team right now is only 6 foot. We needed a box-to-box midfielder who can cover ground, aggressive, and who is also good at set-piece. And we needed a backup to Benjamin Šeško. That is, if we can manage to keep him. And it's safe to say the board and the scouting department haven't let us down here, as they have suggested some fantastic players here in all 3 positions. Lenny Yoro, and we've got Cedric Meyer. We have got Mbaka, who is a free agent. We've got Leo Helde, who is only 74 rated, but a left back. But the scouting department are saying to me right now, if you sign this player and convert him to a centre-back, you might have a little bit of a bargain here. It's not all that bad, but 74 rated left back, some of his attributes suggest we could have a fantastic centre-back in our hands here. Box-to-box midfield, a lot of suggestions there. And they have brought up the name Peter Ratkov as a backup to Benjamin Šeško. He's not the quickest, but he's 6'4". He can certainly hold the ball up. Technically wise, he's not too bad either. And they believe he will only get better. But at 6'4", he's a promising player to take a look at. The centre back that I've got my eyes on here is Cedric Meyer, by the way. Lenny Yoro, although better, the best option. I think he might be a little bit more expensive. And in terms of wages, and of course, Wolfsburg being a Bundesliga team, it might take some convincing to let them sell to a rival. I mean, they are a rival right now because at the moment, unless that changes, we're a mid-table team. But the centre-back I'm tempted to go for here is Cedric Meyer, who is 80 rated. He's 6'5", by the way. And talking about height, he provides a lot of that for us. £104 million release clause. I can guarantee you we are not paying that amount of money. This would take a serious chunk away from our transfer budget, isn't it? £35 million. This is a signing for the now and the future, by the way. 19 years of age, 80 rated centre-back. They're asking though for £40 million as well as a 10% sell-on clause. Now, I don't want to include that sell-on clause, and at the same time, I still believe £35 million might just be enough to get this deal done. They will take some time to think about it. Okay, we will give you some time to think about it. That's fine. In the meantime, we've got Leo Helde here, who I will try and sign very quickly on the cheap. Some departments are right with this one. This might be one of the biggest bargain ever. £4 million be offered. They're asking for £5.6 million. £4.75 million. No, I want to pay the £4.5 million. It sounds silly to do, but every penny right now matters considering how much we're going to end up paying for The other centre-back then is signing on bonus there of £190,000, sporadic role, 3 years contract. That's as much as him and his agents would accept. I tried to go higher than that, but of course that is not possible. But we get ourselves our first signing here of our journey with Leipzig in the Bundesliga. I'm quite excited to see what his starting overall would be once he's been converted to a centre back. News for us is Rayo Vallecano have accepted that £35 million offer for Cedric Meyer, and we can sort out his wages here. Oh my God, what a centre back we have got in the making here. He is going to be so good for us. 25k in wages, and of course 200k in signing on bonus. Contract sent, contract accepted. It's a reasonable offer. We have got a centre back here for both the present and the future. What a signing this is. What an exciting signing this would be for us. With 2 defensive signings so far, of course we want to bring in more players, but to do that, we have got to sell players first. £14 million left in our transfer budget, but we have got an interesting offer here for Yusuf Fofana from Barcelona for £53 million. What an offer this is. And I do think we can get a little bit more from Barcelona. Now, I don't want to get greedy and let this deal fall through. Is 60 million too greedy? That's what I'm going to ask for. Okay, they've accepted to pay that. Maybe they would have paid more than 60 million pounds, but it is what it is. That's 60 million pounds. The board will probably give us about 80% of that to invest in new signing. That's perfect for us. And this means with one midfielder going, we can now invest on a box-to-box midfielder of our choice, a midfielder that, would bring legs and dynamism to that midfield. And of course, that ability to take set piece is important for us this season. Is for us. Looks like the board are doing everything in their power for us to be successful this season. Out of the 60 million from the sale of Fofana, the board have given us 57 million pounds of those. Wow, that is really good. But anyway, talking about reducing the age profile of the squad, one thing we have done is send out a few scouts. I have done this for a while now. I just forgot to bring it up, but we have got Scholz, we have sent to Germany to find us a right back, a midfielder, a wide midfielder, a centre midfielder as well. We have sent Sultanov to Austria to find us a striker, a mixed fielder, and a winger. By scouting for a winger, I'm really hoping we can find 1 or 2 young players who have got decent enough finishing that we can convert to strikers. But Takuchi, we have sent to Mali to find us more defensive players. A centre back, a left back, and a centre midfielder. With 5 seasons into the save, it will be difficult to find youth academy players that will break into the first team. They have to be really special to be able to break through into the first team. But talking about offers, we have got more offers here, which is again good news for us. Romagnoli from Manchester United. Oh wow, Blackburn Rovers want Allison. They still have that ambition, haven't they? It's good to see, though, that they want to keep on fighting for the Premier League and, of course, the Champions League, our former club there, Blackburn Rovers. That will be a good signing for them. Allison, one of the players that I have transfer listed, being 35 years of age, although he will be fantastic for us this season, there is no future there really for us. We have got Garcia from Bologna, £38.5 million. And finally, we have got Igor Paxao from Marseille for £38.4 million. I would like to keep him, but the issue is we don't play with wingers in this new formation, and he's not suited to that number 10 position, really. And hence, cashing in on a player who's surplus to requirements might be the best thing for everyone. But I'm going to negotiate through these offers, and if any of them should progress or fall through, I will let you know. One of the good things about a rebuild is some of the more experienced players would think, what, we've given so many years to this football club, it might be time to move on. Here is Garcia being confirmed to Bologna, I believe, Romagnoli to Manchester United for £15 million, confirmed as well. Igor Paxao to Marseille for £45 million. This is all good for us. A lot of money coming into the football club to be able to bring in, younger players who wants to be here for the fight. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Of course, we can now go on to bring in a few more players whilst we also await a few more outgoings as well. A few options here to pick from for the centre midfield signing. All of them are different in their own right. They've got different attributes. But one thing they have in common, though, is that ability to cover ground and also really, really technically gifted. One of the profiles that we're looking for in a midfielder, it's not just the tenacity. We also need a midfielder that's good at set piece. That's one thing we're lacking in this team. Joe Bellingham, although finishing there looks absolutely fantastic for a centre midfielder, his free kick accuracy is only 66. You've got Matheus Fernandes, who is also 66 in free kick accuracy. You've got the likes of Kiergaard and, of course, Arne Engels from Celtic. Both players are really good here, man. I think we're gonna go for Engels. One of the players that I have scouted for a few seasons now, when able to get the job done when we were at Blackburn Rovers. I mean, talking about Blackburn Rovers, a midfielder that would have been fantastic for us in this system is Mohamed Diomande. He will be so expensive though at this stage. But Arne Engels from Celtic looks like a really good player that we can go for. £49 million to £61 million. We have brought in a lot of money from player sales, so it shouldn't be a problem to get this deal done. These are the sorts of signings we want to be making, by the way. Players that have still got that hunger, players that want to step up, and of course, moving from Celtic to Leipzig for the player, that is a big step up of £61.4 million. Oh, wow, that is a lot of money, That is a lot of money. Let's go for £50 million. Is that enough to get the deal done? That's a reasonable offer. Maybe we have definitely overpaid because we have paid more than its market value, but it's a player that we need. £50 million. Is that the record for a Leipzig player, for a Leipzig signing? I'm not sure. I think Xavi Simons, who they have signed from PSG this season, might just be a little bit more than that. The thing I really do like about this player as well is that he's 6'1", by the way, which is good because we need height in this team badly. Contracts wasn't a problem either. 60k a week, 200k in signing on bonus, and of course an additional £200,000 if he goes on to make 20 appearances this season. As long as he stays fit for majority of the season, he should be able to play a lot more than 20 games for us this season. He gets the number 7 shirt as well. Let's take a look at our first batch of youth academy scouting. Scholz we sent to Germany. Anyone decent? Okay, I will scout Vincent Schubert a little bit further just to see if he's good enough to go into the youth academy. Other than that, nothing special there from Germany. Sultanov we sent to Austria. Oh, he looks good. Dominic Hutter, but once again, the potential, I'll scout for a couple of more months just to see if he gets better. But the starting overall does look good, though. You've got a good potential here in Thomas Elena, but the overall 46 to 62 is not quite what I'm looking for. We will scout those a little bit further as well. And we have got our scout we sent to Mali here. Anyone decent from Mali? Ooh, Sofiane Doumbia has got a very good starting overall there, 58 to 78 potential. We will give it a month or two to see if that gets better. But that's it for the first month. We do hope for a better month because that wasn't the best of first or the best of month in terms of youth academy scouting. So Holstein Kiel, our first game of the season, we have got Düsseldorf after that. Our third game of the season is against Mainz, and we have got the almighty Bayern Munich, our first, you would say, real test this season against Bayern Munich. We are at home for that game. Those are the type of games you are looking forward to. When do we play the likes of Dortmund? Hoffenheim is just before the end of October. You've got the likes of Wolfsburg in the following month. Okay, we face Dortmund and Leverkusen back-to-back in December, at the start of December there, which again, it's another tough test for us this season. We've got some more transfer offers here, which again, I will consider them if they make sense. Let's take a look. Received offers. We've got Tom Bischoff, who we want to build with here for the future. One of the players that will play lots of games in that number 10 position. Swap deal, I'm not interested in. I will reject that one. I want to sell, not both of them, but I want to let go of either Elmas or Baumgartner. Just one of them, not both. I'm more tempted to keep Baumgartner and sell Elmas, but we have also got an offer there for Brennan Johnson, the English side, Chelsea and Newcastle trying to take him back to England. That's a deal that I will do. I'm happy to do that deal. It's a lot of money as well. The thing I'm surprised by is we haven't got any offers yet for Benjamin Sesko, which, long may it continue really, because if we don't have an offer, it means we don't have to sell. But I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% sure that before the transfer window closes, we will have an offer for him. But again, it's Elmas joining another Bundesliga rival. I've said before, it's one of those things where when you finish ninth in the previous season and not in the Champions League, your other Bundesliga rival, like Bayern Munich would do, the likes of Dortmund, they will try to, poach some of your good players away. It is happening here. It will happen from now to the end of the season. I'm not really concerned about that. But here is Brandon Johnson, who's come to us to say, you know what, Gaffer, I'm homesick now. I've been here for a few seasons. It's time to move back to England. And he has decided to join Chelsea for £45 million, has rejected the move to Newcastle, that is, because both Newcastle and Chelsea offered to pay the same amount, which was £45 million. No, here we go. I knew it was almost impossible to keep him from now till the end of this season. We were always going to get a transfer offer for him. Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United fell through because they refused to pay the £120 million asking price. Now, I'm quite comfortable with this one. No panic at all. We either sell him for £120 million or more. Otherwise, I'm happy to keep him this season. I have had a conversation with the player as well, and the player doesn't mind that. Amadou Haidara there to Crystal Palace, sorted. Any more deals going through shortly. Scamacca to Lens for £34 million. Napoli, surprisingly, pulled out of that deal because they refused to pay £34 million. But that is a fantastic bit of outgoing for us, for a player who wasn't going to play much this season anyway. One thing I'm going to do very quickly here is try and bring in a replacement for Scamacca, someone who is going to be a backup striker for us this season. And I've already got Peter Radkov as the player who we have scouted, similar profile to Scamacca, quite tall, 6'4". His passing ability is not as good as Scamacca's, but some of his technical attributes like his ball control, dribbling, finishing, heading accuracy, and those are quite good. There is something to work with here. An opening offer of £30 million, that might be close enough to get the deal done. Okay, £14 million. I'm not even going to argue with that. That's quicker than I thought. I thought they would ask for something a little bit more than his market value of £15 million. But that is not bad at all. Let's quickly sort out a contract here for the player, and we will get ourselves a backup or a replacement to Scamacca, rather. I actually thought he would have wanted more than a sporadic role, but it is what it is. He's going to play a lot more than a sporadic player. He's going to be our backup for the cup games, coming off the bench when we need him to, when we need goals. But at 78 rated, 25k a week, and £200,000 and signing on bonus there, that is our third or fourth signing of the season sorted. Oh my God. I've just looked at the squad and I've just realized we don't have a goalkeeper in this team. It's amazing, isn't it, that a team like Leipzig did not have a backup goalkeeper. I'm assuming he would have retired at the end of last season, and that meant going into this season, they only had Allison, which have, of course, joined Blackburn Rovers. Oh, we don't have a goalkeeper, and we're not far away from the first game of the season. Well, that has got to change. We can't go into games without having a goalkeeper. But new position here for Leo Helde, who, if we press the triangle button, is now 77 rated. I told you, as soon as you change the position, he's only going to get better. So we've just paid about £4.5 million for a 77 rated centre back. Roy Keane would say PSG must be in cuckoo land to think they can get our Slovenian phenom for £55 million. That is an insane price. That's just, it's insulting, isn't it? Okay, it's a swap deal. It makes a little bit more sense. John Gerrard as well. Take my breath away. £55 million plus Duran, who is market value is £36 million at this stage. A little bit too low there for Duran. His physicals, you would expect it to be good. His technicals, his ball control is good. Finishing is excellent. His passing is okay. There is something to work with here. 83 rated as well. But you know what? The fact that we value Šeško at £120 million makes me think PSG would be getting a better deal here. We want the money. At least now, though, we know that PSG would happily sell Duran. So this is a striker that we can go for separately. In the meantime, I do want that £125 million, mate. So let's see what they say. No, it's going to fall through, isn't it? It is going to fall through. I'm going to ask for £120 million, though. Let's just go with what we have always wanted for this deal. I tried to get a little bit more. You can't blame me for that. It's PSG after all. Okay. They do not want the deal to fall through. Said they will pay the asking price of £120 million, which is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, John Duran is a really good striker and he will do very well here at Leipzig. But there are two things. His wages, one, and two, I also want to, get a feel of this team, get a feel of the new formation, the 3-4-2-1 formation. I want to play one or two games just to see what sort of profile of strikers we need. In the meantime, against Holstein Kiel, I think we can get away with our new signing, who will be our backup striker for the season. There's no rush in replacing Šeško. Good luck to him at PSG. £120 million. That has to be the record sell for the Red Bull Football Club Leipzig. It has to be a record sell for them. That is the sort of money that would make a massive difference to this team moving forward. It's a shame we can't keep him. Makes no sense, though. 89 rated striker. We are not in the Champions League. It's a good business for everyone. The player gets to go and earn more money at PSG. He gets to play Champions League football, and he gets to win trophies as well. So we've got one more month of youth academy scouting to take a look at here from Germany. Oh, that looks good. Tony Weiser, who is 77 to 94 potential. I will sign him into the youth academy just so we don't lose him to other clubs. Janssen as well, Finn Janssen, that is, I'll also sign into the youth academy. The rest of them, I'll get scouted for a few more months. And from Austrian, anyone decent, okay, the overall isn't quite good. I'll scout Lena for one more month, though. Any decent potential that we have in Austria? Not really. Schweiger, maybe 50 to 68 overall, 71 to 94 potential. I will sign him into the youth academy, of course. Why not? We can always release them if it doesn't work out for us. For Mali, the scout we sent to Mali, anyone decent? Not really. I will quickly sign a goalkeeper here and we can go into our first game of the season. Oh my God. I'm laughing because the more I think about it, it's hilarious. We're 2 games to the start of the season, 2 days to the start of the season, and we don't have a goalkeeper. We don't have a backup goalkeeper either. We don't have any goalkeepers in this team right now. We have scouted a couple so far, Jonas Erbig, and we have got the Moneyball version, Romjadin Owusu Oduro from Deportivo Alaves. We're also scouting a bunch of free agents here, but mainly for backup goalkeepers. We haven't got the final scout report for James Trafford, and we cannot wait for him. I'm tempted to actually go for the 79 rated goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong. I want to win the league this season. I would love to win the Bundesliga this season. I'll be lying to you if I tell you it's not a priority. But the first step for me that would make sense is to try and get this team back to Europe. And it doesn't make sense going for the expensive goalkeeper who's also got a higher wages of 45.5k a week. He's also got a demand for a pay rise coming from a Premier League side. But Owusu Oduro, we should just call him Jaden, right? Who is a year younger, 24 years of age, is 79 rated. We could pick him up for between 17 to 20 million pounds. And look at his wages, just 6.2k a week. And we also need someone to back him up. If it doesn't work out for our first season, he can be our backup next season whilst we look at a better goalkeeper. This deal makes more sense to me. You know what? I'm going to get it sorted. I think this is a stupid decision here. Go for the higher rated goalkeeper in Jonas Ervig. But I think this deal makes a little bit more sense. Okay, £24.9 million, a lot more than I'm willing to pay. £21.2 million. Let's just make it a more rounded figure here of £21 million. That's a fair offer, I believe. Yeah, let's get the deal done. It's a reasonable offer. And finally, as long as we can sort out a contract, we will have ourselves a goalkeeper. The Moneyball model has worked really well for Leipzig in real life. You think about Christopher Vivell, who did such an amazing job for them. Of course, he is now at Manchester United, but these are the sort of players he would look to sign, develop, and then maybe in the future you sell them for a lot more money. But look at that in wages. 14.5k in wages. If we had gone for Jonas Erbig, we would have been giving him about 50k in wages for him to sign for this club. But I like this. It's an important role. That's only because he would not accept a squad rotation role. But it makes sense though, because we don't have a goalkeeper. So for him to accept a squad rotation role, it doesn't make too much sense. You would notice a few things straight away in our first starting 11 here with Leipzig. Our 5 new signings all start. The goalkeeper, Leo Helde. You've got Meyer, you have got Engels in midfield, and Radkov up front start for us, given the fact that we have sold Benjamin Šeško. You'll also notice Lukeba doesn't start for us. But this is because we've got an interesting offer for him, which I will discuss after this game. I don't think I've ever managed a Bundesliga team on the game before. Maybe I'm being a little bit naive here, but I'm thinking you need a fast start in this league, especially with teams like Bayern Munich, who is capable of going on to win as many games as possible. You need to have a fast start. And teams like Holstein Kiel, I mean, where would they finish in the Premier League? If you put them in the Premier League, where would a team like this finish? I don't think it'll be the most competitive of league, but at the same time, you would have, 2-3 teams in this division who are going to, pick up as many points as possible, which it makes it really difficult, doesn't it? Drago going from the distance there, it should have been a much more comfortable save from the goalkeeper. You call them once, camera save really. The goalkeeper somehow decided to show his camera skills there for what should have been a comfortable save, but the home side, they've done well to play it out from the back. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. What is going on here right now? We've got to be careful, We've got to be really careful, especially not to concede the first goal in this game. A clean sheet would be nice, but the most important thing in your first game, oh my God, that is one of the worst defended corners you'd ever see. For some reason, the players guarding the near post have decided to both go for the... That was unbelievable. 2 players guarding the near post decided to approach the man going short, and he's just left the whole defense open. But Drago to Bishop. Bishop's going to wait for the runner of Vincent Schumacher, our left winger, our right winger, I should say. Pull back to Engels. Our record signing, not Leipzig's record signing, but our record signing with this team, Engels, Arne Engels from Celtic, he gets the first goal for us. Goalkeeper should have done better though. Should have done so much better there, the goalkeeper. You can't complain when you're gifted a goal like that, can you? You can't complain. It's looking very comfortable for us right now. Schumacher, cross, far post. Oh, what a goal! Get in! That is what happens when you have a 6'4" absolute unit up front for you. The cross was a peach of a cross. All he had to do was just get a touch. Just get a touch on it. But what a header it is. Look at this. Ah, that is a fantastic fantastic centre forwards goal that was. The last time we scored a proper centre forwards goal like that, I can't even remember. It's been a while now. I want to see more of this type of goals. I want to see more of not this type of goals. As the home side pull one back here. It would have been nice to keep a clean sheet in this game, but it's looking like we might need to score one more goal to win this game because, oh, what a save, Bishop, with the deft touch there, the cross from Caracas, Alvaro Fernandez, that is. Oh, how did he not convert that? Alvaro Fernandez trying to play her out from the back on a wet surface like this. Oh my God, we've gifted him a goal. Why did I even try to play that pass? I should have just gone long or gone for the white plier there. That is stupid, man. That is so stupid to concede a goal like this. Timo Werner, the second half substitute. He's come on to replace Radkov. He's got pace. He might be declining, but he's still got that burst of pace to get away from his man. Timo Werner to put us back in front. Just narrowly missing the far post there. I'm going to keep him this season. He might be declining, but I think he can do a job. Come on, 10 minutes to go. One possession back here. Bishop. It's Timo Werner, who's done well to send his man. Far post. Oh, I tried to go to the far post. Baumgartner, the other second half substitute. You should be scoring that, son. You should be scoring that. The goal was so open. Oh, it's going to end up finishing 2-2 draw. That is, I can't believe we went 2-0 up in our first game of the season, but somehow managed to drop points. And we know where to work on, though. Defensively, we've got to get better. But there are players like Tej, and who never started this game, and Lukeba never started as well. We will only improve with this team, you know. I'm quite comfortable with the formation as well. Over the next few games and months, we will work around with things, you know, tweak things a bit to try and almost perfect the system. Unless it doesn't work after that, we might be tempted to change to a different formation. But anyway, I was going to show you this very quickly before I end the episode. So we received a transfer offer from Liverpool for our centre-back, Lukeba. But here is the catch. It's a swap deal with Archie Gray. Now, he's a player that I do like, Archie Gray. He's 81 rated centre defensive midfielder who can play as a right back. But I also think he'll slot in nicely in that either one of the centre-back positions for us, which will be a replacement for Lukeba. Of course, he will also slot in nicely in the centre midfield position for us. Is this a deal that you want me to do? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm quite happy to reject the offer purely because we've sold a lot of players this season and we don't want to make 100% change to the team. We still want to keep some of the identity from last season at least. But let me know what you think I should do with this offer. Should I accept that and maybe ask for a little bit more money, since the board are saying we could potentially get up to £98 million for him? But we've got an offer here for Sanchez, a player that I'm not looking to sell, so I can reject that one immediately. But let me know in the comments. In the meantime, smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this one. There'll be a few more games in the next episode and a few more transfers as well. And I'll see you all in the next one.